Once upon a time, on a bright, sunny farm, lived a little pink pig named Percy. Percy was a very happy pig. He had a cute, curly tail, a sweet little snout, and his favorite thing in the whole wide world was mud. Not just any mud, but the big, squishy, glorious mud puddle in the middle of his pen. Every morning, Percy would wake up, eat his breakfast, and then, with a happy oink, oink, he would run and jump right into his puddle. Splash! He would roll and wiggle, covering himself from his ears to his hooves in the cool brown mud. One morning, however, Percy woke up to a sad sight. The sun had been very hot for many days, and his wonderful mud puddle had dried up. It was just a patch of hard, cracked dirt. Percy poked it with his snout. It was no fun at all. Oink, he said sadly. He tried to roll in it, but it was just dusty and hard. There was no splash, no squish, no ooey-gooey fun. Percy felt very glum. What was a pig to do without a mud puddle? He decided to go on an adventure to find a new one. He wiggled under the fence of his pen and set off across the farm. He walked past the chicken coop, where the chickens were clucking and pecking at seeds. He walked by the big red barn, where the cows were munching on hay. But he saw no mud puddles anywhere. As the sun climbed higher in the sky, Percy started to feel tired. He sat down under a large oak tree to rest. "Who are you?" a voice called from above. Percy looked up and saw a wise old owl with big round glasses perched on a branch. "I'm Percy," the little pig said with a sigh, "and I'm looking for a mud puddle." The owl, whose name was Professor Hoot, adjusted his spectacles. "A mud puddle, you say? Why do you need a mud puddle?" "Because I'm a pig, and pigs love mud," Percy explained. "It's the best thing ever." Professor Hoot chuckled. "I see. Well, I have seen a very fine puddle, but it is far away, on the other side of Sunny Meadow, by the Whispering Creek. It is the best puddle on the whole farm." Percy's ears perked up. "The other side of the meadow. I can do that." He thanked Professor Hoot, and with a new spring in his step, he trotted towards Sunny Meadow. The meadow was huge, filled with tall grass and colorful wildflowers. Butterflies fluttered all around him. It was very beautiful, but Percy was on a mission. He kept his eyes peeled for the Whispering Creek. After a long walk, he finally heard a gentle, gurgling sound. It was the creek, and right beside it, just as Professor Hoot had described, was the most magnificent mud puddle he had ever seen. It was big and deep and perfectly muddy. With a joyful oink, Percy leaped into the air and landed with a giant splash. The mud was cool and soft. He rolled and wiggled and snorted with happiness. This was even better than his old puddle. He played for hours, making muddy pig angels and blowing muddy bubbles. As the sun began to set, painting the sky in shades of orange and pink, Percy knew it was time to go home. He was tired, but he was the happiest, muddiest pig on the farm. He trotted back home, leaving a trail of muddy footprints behind him. When he got back to his pen, he saw that the farmer had filled his water trough, and some of it had spilled over, making a small, new puddle in his pen. It wasn't as grand as the one by the creek, but it was his. Percy smiled. Now he had 2 mud puddles, one for quiet days at home and one for big adventures. He curled up in his clean straw bed, and as he drifted off to sleep, he let out one last, happy, muddy oink.